Hello and welcome back to Bet to the Ball. I am Andrew here to break down the Brewers versus Reds series. This is Series 2 versus the Reds in this 4-game series here at home. So in Game 1, we got Robert Gasser going up against Nick Lodolo. Lodolo did a very good job, and the Brewers made him really work, but did end up only giving up one hit, so that was pretty good. So let's get. I mean, they jumped on Gasser early. By it was like the Reds got a run in the first inning off of Dean Myers, who doubled down the line. Luckily, Gasser seemed to work through it. I didn't really get to watch the beginning of this game. I watched the ending of this game, but it was really good. And then it was kind of just really painstakingly just nothing for. At top of the fifth, Ellie De La Cruz would crush a home run off of Gasser, lefty one. That's I feel like Ellie only ever hits homers off of right-handed pitching, so that's I guess a good sign for him. Not a great sign for the Brewers. Ellie's always killed the Brewers for his short career that he's had so far. He is just absolutely obliterated us. He might not always have the greatest average numbers or whatever, but I think that's his 8th home run he's hit off of us, which is kind of crazy. So there's that. Once Lodolo got out and we got into the bullpen, Petty came in and gave up the lead. It's Bowers singled and Vaughn scored. Yelich was on the base or whatever there too. Frelick would walk on a wild pitch, and then Yelich would score on that wild pitch. Gave up the 2 there. And then it wasn't until the 7th when Bryce Terang would hit a home run that was a very clutch home run in the 7th inning, because, boy, I was not feeling very confident unless we can tie up this ball game type thing. And so we actually did, and that was really nice because I was just holy crap. Yeah, I mean, that's what it ultimately came down to. And so I was that was really nice. And then it was the bottom of the 8th. Got, I think it was Frelick on second or something like that, or first. And I was I don't remember if it was 1 out or 2 outs, whatever. But Joey Ortiz with a straightaway no doubter. It's yes, he was running at it or whatever, but that was not getting pulled back or whatever. Probably one of the most clutch moments of the season so far for Joey O, who's been playing some really good third base, I want to point out. Maybe he's just a natural third baseman. Weird to say, but maybe it's just because he has more reps. I don't know. He probably played shortstop for a majority of his life base prior to making it to the majors. So I'd have to think that shortstop's more of his thing. I don't know. It's just maybe he's just trying a little extra harder. Jesus Christ. A little extra hard at third base, but he's been phenomenal there. In the end, the Brewers ended up winning 5-3. Trevor McGill gets his 11th save of the year. Aaron Ashby gets his 11th win of the year. So there's that. There's the main part of the bullpen kind of came in. Uribe didn't pitch this game because we were kind of trailing behind. Patrick came in and kind of looked better. So that was a good sign for Patrick, because it felt like he was kind of really struggling to figure out not necessarily who he is or whatever, but just figure out his stuff. I don't know. It's just he maybe it was well, maybe it's lack of command or whatever type thing, whatever sort of thing. Gasser pitched, I think, fine for the most part. I know after this game he does get sent down to rookie ball, but just to bring up Stallings, but I'm pretty sure he'll be back. I think it's just kind of we're playing a lot of games in a row type thing, and we just need an extra hand in the rotation, or a hand in the bullpen right now, in case that matters or whatever. But yeah. So ultimately, game 1 went pretty good. We got some hits with runners in scoring position. That was good, considering we had really struggled to this point. And while I wouldn't say that, but I think Ortiz with that very clutch homer in the 8th inning really helped the confidence of not only Joey Ortiz, but of the team in general. So that was good. Game 2, we got Brendan Sproat versus Rhett Lauder. As once again, the early part of the game, Sal Stewart jumps on Sproat with a home run out to right field. That was, I don't know. He got just enough of it to get over the wall, man. That's all I'm going to say there. It's like really what it comes down to. Brewers did not take long to respond. Is the bottom of the second. Mitchell would single on a line drive. To Marte, whatever, and Bowers would score. I can't remember if Bowers got on a hit. He did get 3 hits this day, so probably was, but yeah. So the Brewers were tied up in the second inning. It wasn't until the 4th inning where we started getting a little bit more runs. As the 4th inning kind of just felt like we were really jumping on louder. It's like Mitchell got singled, Ortiz singled. It's like Churio hit a single, and then it was until the next inning after that Bowers would hit a massive home run out to it was like right center or something like that for his 15th club leading 15th homer of the year. So that was pretty cool. The Reds would pick up 1 run into the 6th. I believe that was is it off Patrick? I swear that is an unearned run. Okay, interesting. Wait, what? That makes no sense. Oh no, it was off Sprout. That's right. Sprout couldn't get through the 6th inning. So that's right. Dallas Stewart, I think probably like people always talk about Ellie De La Cruz is probably their best player. Dude, I'm gonna say right now, Sal Stewart. Do I think that Ellie has a lot of upside? Yes, but Sal Stewart is extremely good. This batch of rookies this year has just been absurd in the league in general. Whether it's you have a couple guys in the Central or whatever with JJ Weatherholt and Sal Stewart or whatever, but it's like they're all just good. But Churio would end up getting the run back there in the bottom of the 8th as he hits a home run to left center field, where he likes to hit a lot of home runs, whatever. I believe that was his 10th of the year at that point. 10th of the month, not 10th of the year. I think that was like his 11th or 12th. If I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was like the first. Yeah, because it was like a Tuesday game. Yep. Yeah, it was his 10th of the month. So on the very last day of the month, he hits his 10th homer of the month, putting him up to 12 in total on the year. Right now, Churio is looking like he's gonna break all of his like kind of career records that he set or whatever for home runs and stuff like that, and just being a generally like that part of the bat, like that guy we need at the top of the rotation. Let's try that again. Top of the lineup. Good Lord, I can't talk today. So that's exactly what we need. We need a right-handed bat that's big like that. Can his at-bats frustrate me like that? Of course. But you look at his numbers, he's just sitting at like, what was it? If I look at the last game, number is 295 with an 878 OPS. That's pretty dang good. Pretty good. Ultimately, the Brewers would end up going on and winning this game 7-2, using the part of the bullpen that was kind of struggling or whatever. It's like Patrick came out, pitching inning in 2/3, didn't give up a hit, only struck out a guy. Good. It's good to see Patrick kind of getting back into a little back into his stride that he was kind of getting to. I feel like after that A's start, he has really been trying to find himself. So maybe he's trying to get it again, starting to get that again. I think Koenig, we got to see you and came out and pitched, gave up a hit, but no runs, no nothing. So good for him. And then Grant Anderson came in and finished out the game. So all great there. Yeah, like I said, Brewers went up 7-2. Great offensive day, even if it was just kind of like the one inning. Sometimes it can just be like that one inning though, that kind of just like either explodes on a pitcher or just hitting clicks. I don't know, just what it is. Pretty much. Game 3 was a bit more of a grinder type thing. Brewers would get on the board early with a couple hits. There's like a couple just putting the ball in play type thing after Churio and I believe it was Terang got on base early on. Contreras with a ground out to second base. They let the run score from first. Churio and then Bowers hit a sacrifice fly out to the outfield. This is even though they weren't necessarily RBI hits, they were putting the ball into play, and I think that's a good sign because I feel like in recent days, whenever guys come up in those situations, it was always like a strikeout or just like a little pop fly into the air and like in the infield. I'm like, son of a bitch. So luckily that was not the case today. Not the case, at least early on. But it wouldn't take long for the Reds to come back as Novelli Marte hits his 5th of the year. Just turned around pitch from Drohan just out to left field or whatever. I don't know. Like, that's just one of those moments where you sit here going just like, shit, he got it. I don't know. It's really what it comes down to. It's really what it comes down to. It's like he hooked it just far enough. He had it just far enough and hooked it to, hit down there, whatever, down the left field line. Damn, that sucks, but it is what it is. Stays 2-2 for a while there until the bottom of the 7th, where after an Andrew Vaughn double, Gary Mitchell would hit a triple that was just off the top of the wall, I think, or maybe that was the double. I don't remember honestly, but oh no, that was the one in the gapper that he kind of just kept running on. They tried to throw out Vaughn at home. I think so. Mitchell would triple. Mitchell almost actually hit a cycle today on game 3. He went 4 for 4 with 2 doubles, a single, and a triple. And one of those doubles was like really close to a homer. And I was like, damn. Wouldn't it be crazy that the Brewers have because Yelich has 2 cycles? I think it's 3. And they're all against the Reds. And then Mitchell would also get a cycle. Luckily, unfortunately, he didn't. But he had a great day. He had a great series in general, honestly. And then I think it was on the next pitch or the second next pitch or whatever. It's like he just, the pitcher just completely throws it by, whoever was up next. He just completely missed it, or was that yeah. So it was just like either way, Mitchell would score in that 7th inning, and that would be all said and done, as the bullpen would come out and do their job as they have done all year. Ashby would get the win again, his 12th win of the year. So it's always fun and funny. Rebate came in as well, and then McGill with the save after giving up a hit, and I was just like, oh boy, here we go. This is where they're going to hit the homer or whatever type of ball game. They didn't. McGill's been fire, absolutely lights out lately, and that's great to see from him after kind of some early season struggles. It seems like he's kind of back in his place. Same thing with Uribe. He kind of feels like he's hit his stride or whatever, and so not saying they're automatic yet, but damn close to being. So Brewers end up taking the first 3 games of the series. So that's an RZ series win. Game 3, we got Jacob Mizorowski on the mound. We got Happy Mizorowski Day versus Chase Burns. Big matchup. Fortunately, did not go the Brewers' way as Sal Stewart hits a home run in the first inning. Second time he's done that this series, and he turns around 102 from the Miz. And I think it was just like, I don't know, Miz just didn't feel like he had his best stuff today, I don't know if it was he still got 10 strikeouts, so that's something. But he gave up 2 home runs or whatever. The Sal Stewart one was a no-doubter. He absolutely smashed that one. The Trevino one in the 4th inning? I mean, come on, man. What is it with backup catchers just hitting what feels like some really BS home runs against us? It's I don't know. It's whatever. But once again, the offense just didn't do anything. So it's for as good as, Burns did or whatever, it's we made some good contact against Burns. So I guess I can't complain too much about that, but it's just man, come on, guys, let's try and put something together here type thing. And I was and there was times where we did. There was a couple balls that were kind of I think Yelich hit one against where they hit off the wall and Blade made a great play. So it's it's partially the Reds just made some good plays, trying extra hard for their ace to win this or whatever. So on and so forth. It kind of just felt like I was especially after that Sal Stewart ones, I'm we ain't winning this game. I don't know. I could feel it. Stuff like that. So It was what it was, I guess. But yeah, so it was like Marte single, Trevino hit the 3-run home run. I think at that point we all kind of were just like, ugh, type thing. Mitchell ended up hitting a home run in the 5th inning. That was, I think, an opposite field one because down left field line. So I feel like that's the first like opposite field home run I've ever seen Mitchell hit. So that's something. Trang would double on a line drive, and Churio would score in the 6th inning, but not before TJ Friedel would hit his 7th homer of the year. In the 8th, it was just like Kunal was just really struggling, and just like, man, I don't understand what it is with our lack of bullpen sometimes. Like Anderson came out or whatever in the after Mizrowski came, he pitched like one good inning, and then one he just kind of struggled to get through. Caney came in, he kind of struggled to get through that one as well, but ended up giving up no runs as a result of that. He walked 2 guys. The Reds just were a pest in this game, I feel like, whenever it came to the pitching. It's just like they fouled off so many pitches. Crazy. Yeah, and then Kuna was obviously the big one at that point. And then Garrett Stallings made his MLB debut and was pretty solid. He walked a guy, he struck out a guy, gave up a hit, but ultimately no runs were allowed. So that's pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised that because I think like the whole thing is like after the series with the Diamondbacks, which I'll get to next, we have a 5-game series versus the Cardinals. Because we're making up that doubleheader, or we're doing a doubleheader for the makeup game that we did from the first series that we played against them. So I have the feeling that probably Gasser will be back up for that to start one of those games, and then figure out what to do there. I guess it might just depend on who's pitching better and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I think Kunal. I think it's time, man. I don't know. Like he was fine for the first few times, and then he's just struggling to get any outs. It's like ever now, and it's like we can't throw up a guy up there that's just gonna be like get hit all the time. And it's like if Stallings can give us some good innings or whatever, I say go with him. He's if you don't know Garrett Stallings, if you haven't seen any like the kind of talk around him or whatever, he was a journeyman basically through the minor leagues. He made his MLB debut in Game 4. I was expecting it to be sooner, but they didn't end up happening. And what did they say? He was about to get his 600th inning in the minor leagues, whatever, because he's a starter in the minors. Brewers brought him up for a little bit of bullpen help. So maybe he'll make a start, but I don't know. Maybe. But either way, like good pitching of the 9th. I think you got some pretty decent hitters, if I'm not mistaken. If I could look at the all eyes go down to the 9th, it's like, you got Sal Stewart and Bleday, walks Suarez, Spencer Steer flies out of center field, and then Marte struck out. So hey, look at that. So God, that's right. I forgot about that. It was this game that Ortiz had that like crazy play at third base or whatever. Man, like you talked about, like Ortiz has been so good at third base or whatever defensively. I mean, that's crazy. It's only been a few games, but like, it's been real good. It's been real good. Making web gem after web gem. Like maybe he's just an actual third baseman. Yeah, especially now with Pratt up in the majors, and it's like not that he won't make starts at shortstop or whatever, but it's like he's gonna be getting less reps at short, more reps at third. So we'll see how that goes until the Brewers can do that as well. You can either get like a third baseman or something like that, or bring up somebody. I guess I'm not sure who they would bring up at this point. Like I would have said Jet Williams. I'm curious. I was like, let me look up Jet Williams. Current minor league stats. Let's give a little peek here because I'm just curious. I mean, nothing crazy. That's for damn sure. He's got a 225 average with 336 OBP, so he's walking a lot. He's got 46 walks to how many strikeouts? 75 strikeouts. Fine. 19 stolen bases. That's pretty good. 9 home runs, 41 RBIs, 4 triples, 9 doubles, 65 hits. I mean, I wouldn't say it's bad. Also wouldn't say it's great, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess, right? So, definitely doesn't feel like the Brewers want to bring up Williams at this point. I know there's not a lot of talk about bringing up Williams. So, I should have looked at what positions he was playing. I know he's a natural shortstop, but just curious. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm harping on this, but curious. We have. Oh, he just got put on the. Oh, I didn't realize temporary IL, temporary inactive list. He got put on there for a few days. Interesting. Fielding. Where's he been playing in the outfield? Minors. Shortstop for about 90 innings. Center field for about 118. So he's been playing most. I mean, he's been playing both, but mostly it feels like primarily it's been center field. So that's interesting. They're not even playing third base, so they're definitely not looking at him for potential third base. They're looking at him as an outfielder. That gives me some indication of where they're going to go going forward. Going forward with this. I don't know. Going back to the last round of Reds. I don't know what I don't know what Miz and Contreras were thinking there. It's like he just threw the cutter so much or whatever. Just a lot of like curveballs, and the curveballs was effective. So I can't disagree with the curveballs. They were getting strikeouts. So and getting guys off the fastballs. I just think that because Sal Stewart hit the home run early on in the game, they just were like, "Oh, the Reds are going to be hunting the fastballs. We can't just keep throwing the fastball. We can't just keep throwing the fastball. So let's throw the cutter a bit more. Let's throw the cutter more and more and more." And I'm sure like Hook and Henderson will, talk to Contreras, talk to Miz about, the use of the cutter, go back to the fastball a little bit more. That's what I'd have to believe. Because when he was throwing the fastball, he was effective. So you can't. I don't know. It just felt like it was a really hot day. Miz looked gassed. I mean, that's why he only went 5 innings. He still won 5 innings, 10 strikeouts. I mean, it was really just a couple pitches. It was that the thing that killed him was the home run by Trevino, which, by the way, none of that was earned. Like the only earned run that Mizrowski got was the solo home run by Sal Stewart, and it's because of the not like the catch in the 6th inning, 5th inning. I don't remember exactly. 4th inning. This is the 4th inning. It was like because Bowers didn't catch the ball, and it was going to be the 3rd out. Or whatever. I don't remember if it was the 3rd out or if it was. No, it wasn't the 3rd out because. Or whatever. It was just like oh, none of that would have happened had he not just reached base. Because I think by the time, yeah, because it's like reach on an error, and then Suarez singled, Lowe popped out. Then it's like Marte singles, so but because Bidet wasn't got on error, it's unearned there, and then strikeout, and then it was a bunch of singles, or then there was a couple guys on base. So they're saying that strikeout would have ended the inning basically, and then Trevino wouldn't have hit the homer. So that kind of happened to Cam Schlittler not that long ago for the Yankees. It was just like he gave up, despite giving up like a 2-run home run or whatever. He only gave up like 1 earned run or something like that. And they're basically saying because the Yankees made an error in that inning that would have ended the inning, that those 2 runs from Durbin that Durbin hit didn't count towards his ERA. So they're doing the same thing with Mizorowski. So I guess if that's the precedent, sure. So really, he only got charged with a 1 earned run. So his ERA just went up slightly, as opposed to going up a lot more. Sure, why not? Yeah, the third game is just kind of like, I don't know, felt like a scheduled loss a little bit, almost. I don't know, as much as like you don't want to say, oh, there's scheduled losses. There isn't scheduled losses, but kind of feels like there is, isn't there? Overall, looking at the series, it's like Garrett Mitchell had a hell of a series. Game 3 doing literally everything, pretty much. Like, yeah, he didn't score the first 2 runs, but he did end up scoring the 7th and driving in Vaughn in the 7th, as well as scoring that insurance run there in the 7th. Went 4 for 4, almost had a cycle. You look at game 2, it's like he had 2 more hits. Scored a run in that one, and also had an RBI in that one as well. And then you look at game 1. Game 1, I think, was probably his worst game. Yeah, because he also didn't start in that game. It's like he was on the bench. Came in to run for Vaughn and played center after that. So either way, Garrett Mitchell is the player of the series, I guess. Shout out to Jory Ortiz for that game 1 home run. That was electric. that was awesome. It's great for him, great for this team and everything like that. And so overall there, looking ahead, you got the Diamondbacks coming up here, going out west for I think a few games before they come back and play against the Cardinals, I believe. What I said. If I look at Monday, yeah, because then you go to Cardinals. So that'll be interesting. But so looking at it, we got this Jose Cabrera is going to be game 1 versus Kyle Harrison. This will be Cabrera's 3rd start ever, pretty much in the majors. Looking at his stats, he's got a 3.60 ERA on 10 innings pitched, so he's gone 5 innings, at least 5 innings in probably both starts. I guess I can look at each start, can't I? Yeah, last 3 games. It's like he went 5, got the loss against Tampa Bay, gave up 7 hits, 4 earned runs, struck out 4. And then against Minnesota, he went 5 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. So 1 bad start, 1 good start. That's really what it comes down to. Rays are a hard team to face, so can't say I blame them. So looking at that, completely new pitcher we haven't seen before. We'll see how that goes. Harrison, Diamondbacks, we'll get a different look at Harrison basically because they probably saw him when he was with the Giants at least a little bit. But yeah, it's like looking at the Diamondbacks stats or whatever. It's like Gurriel has 5 at bats versus him. Ketel Marte has 5 at bats versus Harrison. Reno's got a couple. Perdomo's got a couple. Nothing crazy, but whatever. Didn't realize the Diamondbacks was hitting 43 and 43. Okay. So, yep, that's game 1. Game 2 will be Brandon Woodruff versus Merrill Kelly, who's, wow, I didn't realize that Kelly's stats were a 5.84 ERA. Huh. And I guess he's always been like a solid pitcher, but nothing like crazy. Who's that? How many homers? 18 homers given up. Holy. 14. Threw a complete game in there, huh? That's interesting. I didn't know that. Looking at his most recent starts, had not been great. Like 1 in Tampa, 1 in St. Louis, gave up 3 earned runs, and then 1 against the Angels, where he gave up 6 earned runs. So yeah, I was like, hopefully the Brewers can kind of. Merrill Kelly's I think a pretty much a fastball pitcher and stuff like that. Looking at it, it's like we have a lot of guys obviously who face Kelly quite a bit. Like Churios looks like he's absolutely smashed in Merrill Kelly. Homer there. Frelick's got a homer off of him. Mitchell, not a lot of success against him. Sarang's got a good amount of success against him. A homer as well. So Yelich has not been hit Merrill Kelly at all. In 23 at bats, he was a very, very not good. So, and then last game, did I say it was like Woodruff versus Merrill Kelly? Yeah. Then last game will be Brandon Sproat versus Edward Rodriguez, which I look at Rodriguez's numbers and holy moly, they're really good. What was that, like a 7-2 win-loss or whatever with a 2.21 ERA. 17 games pitched, 102 innings, 9 homers, and 25 earned runs in total. 27 runs in total given up. That's pretty good. 38 walks to 71 strikeouts. That's pretty good. Which is crazy because I look at the guy's stats or whatever throughout the majority of his career, whether it's with Boston or Detroit or Arizona for the last couple of years. Like 5.04 ERA, 5.02 ERA. And then all of a sudden this guy's got a 221, so he's figured out something. Figured out something in his like 11th season. That's pretty wild. Look at his last few starts, like San Francisco, 7 innings versus San Francisco, 1 earned run, 6 2/3, 3 hits, no earned runs. And then the Angels, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. 2 wins in there. Pretty good. Pretty good. Don't feel great about facing him, so we'll see how Sproat kind of does against about that. You know, they said in his last outing or whatever, for Sproat's last outing, is that he was actually better on the road than he was at home. That's kind of interesting. And I think it's mainly just because of that first couple starts that he had. So there's that. I feel like Sproat's been pitching a lot better as of recent. His last few starts have been super good as opposed to something. So maybe he kind of figured something out. Like, obviously against the Reds was, it was okay or whatever. The one Reds before that, 10 strikeouts, 1 hits or whatever. And then Cleveland series, he ended up having the cramping in his leg or whatever, and maybe that was what caused him to give up the grand slam. I don't know, but it's like you look at his few starts prior to that or whatever, even before that, was pretty solid, honestly. Like if I look back, Athletics, he gave up, it was like 6 runs or 6 innings, 1 earned run, and against that A's series, I'm like, oh, that is awesome. Type thing. Colorado 5 gave up 3 earned runs. That was unfortunate. Type thing. I think that was when, yeah, it's like, because this is where his stretch or whatever. It was like, I think it was after that Colorado series that Murph called out Sproat, basically saying like, we can't have stinkers like that type thing. Like we need you for some length, we need you for that or whatever type thing. So, and I think ever since then, Sproat's been pitching a lot better as of recent. So I'm hoping he can kind of continue that stretch and to give us a chance an opportunity to win that last game against the Diamondbacks. Overall, this is going to be a tougher series against the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks have a very, very good lineup. So we're going to see how that goes. I was like real fast. I was like, because I saw Perdomo was really struggling this year. Is that still the case? It looks like he's kind of trending a little upwards in recent games. Yeah, he's definitely trending up in recent games. I wanted to look at his overall stats: 2.44 ERA, 717 OPS. He had an 850 last year and drove in 100 RBIs and 20 homers. He's very shy of that at this point, with only 5 homers and 31 RBIs, with about 50 points lower on the batting average. Slugging is about is like a little less than 100 points, a little more than 100 point difference. So, yep. Overall, I think he was definitely struggling for a while there, and it seems like he's kind of trending upwards as of recent. So, good for him. Good for him. So, Diamondbacks, obviously, we're looking to take 2 out of 3 from every series. Basically, the Diamondbacks are going to be a little bit more challenging, but I'm thinking at least, especially game 1 with Kyle Harrison on the mound, feeling pretty confident. Big Woo against Merrill Kelly, that'll be an interesting one, and then Sproater versus Edward Rodriguez. that one will be interesting to see if the Brewers can actually get to Rodriguez or not. So we will go from there. I believe this will be the second series versus the Diamondbacks, if I'm not mistaken. Because didn't we face them earlier this year? Because like these there's some guys that have at bats versus Sprout. I don't honestly remember who or when that was, but when was that? I mean, it had to have been early in the season. Definitely didn't do a breakdown of it. It was before I was doing breakdowns of stuff. Was it back in April? Was back in April. It was the end of April. Ended up taking 2 out of 3. That's right, because we scored 13 runs in both of our wins. Right, yeah, it was the end of April. Yes, sirs. So, yeah, I mean, just kind of do what you're doing or whatever. I think that the Red Series is kind of like a little bit of a pick me up or whatever for a majority of the time. Just hit with some runners in scoring position is all I'm going to say here. It's like just offense do whatever, and Yelly needs to get out of his slump. Like Yelly, Terang, and stuff like that needs to get out of his slump, and we need to and stuff like that. It's like once those two get out of their slumps, I think we're going to really hit our stride. Is really what it comes down to. I don't need to hammer the whole ABS philosophy. I did that last year. I did that in the Cubs series, so I'm not going to do that this time. So really, what it comes down to is like we just need to get Yelich out of his stupor or whatever type thing. He has at bats where he's been really good or whatever. It's like that one that he hit in the last game against the Reds or whatever. It was a good play by Bidet to make the play, but it was like, man. And there's just times where I'm just like, there was one at bat in this Red Series that it was just like he swung at a slider so far outside. I'm like, he did not see that ball at all. So we need to get him going. Along with Terang. Terang's been struggling as late recently too, so I'm hoping that he can kind of turn the corner and stuff like that a little bit as well. Just a bit more consistency from those guys or whatever. So, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Just play Brewers baseball. That's really what it comes down to. Put the ball in play, and let's get some hits with runners in scoring position, or at least make some goddamn contact. Oh, I see tonight's game is on Apple TV. Oh, why? So that's fun. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching this breakdown and of the Red Series. Nothing really to say much about it or whatever. It's like Mitchell had a great one or whatever. Miz, they'll figure it out. Like when Hook and Henderson go like, hey, maybe let's stop throwing the cutter so much, because even though they're on that Sal Stewart was on it, doesn't mean that every hitter's gonna be on it type thing. Maybe it just means we have to pitch Sal a little differently. So it is what it is. I will see you all on, I believe it's only 3-game series, so that will be probably a Thursday one then. I closed the thing. I know that'll be Sunday. God, what's today? I don't even fucking know. So, we'll be back Sunday and or Monday to do the breakdown for this, for the Diamondback series, and look forward to the Cardinals series. It'll be a long Cardinals series. So, we're approaching the All-Star break. Well, so we'll kind of get there when we get there. But for now, thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all next time. Go get them snakes. Them snakes. We don't like snakes, so get them out of here. Bye-bye.